pretty remarkable what you can do inside the terminal in macOS. And so I just want to give you a bit of a primer on what commands might be useful to you whenever you start to use macOS terminal. So first things first, let's say you open the terminal and it might look a little bit like this. Mine's going to look a little bit different because I've got some customization on there. But let's say you want to say, or see where you are, right? Which folder you're in. So I will just type in pwd. That stands for print working directory. Hit enter, and you can see that the folder I'm in is users, and then the subfolder Lee Whitfield for my user profile. Okay, so that's good. I'm now in that folder. What about what is inside that folder? Well, I can type in ls, and it will give me a list. That's what ls means, list, of the different files and folders contained only within that folder, not any subfolders or anything like that. What I could do, if I really wanted to get adventurous, I could do ls dash and uppercase R. Now, all commands are going to be case sensitive in macOS. So ls dash R, R stands for recursive, which means it's going to list every single item under each folder I have inside my user profile. So if I do that, you'll get something that looks like this, and it's going to take forever to get through. So I'm just going to hit Control C, which kills the current command which is underway, and we'll just kind of go from there. So that's ls, right? But ls has some more capability, or some what are called switches. Okay, so if I do, let's say for example, we've got this ls here, and I want to show like these all in like one column because it's just a bit easier to deal with, right? So ls dash the number 1, and there you go. Now whenever you put a dash in anything, that's called a switch. So there's multiple switches here which we can also use. So now we have all these files and folders all in a nice column, but what are they? All right, well, some are folders, some are files, some maybe something else, right? So I'm going to do ls dash L, and L gives me what is called a long listing. Okay, so if I press enter now, you'll notice that now here's all the files and folders that we previously listed, but it's also thrown in quite a bit more information. And what I want to focus on right here is that over here on the far left hand side, this first item over here denotes whether something is a folder by giving it D for directory, or whether it's a file by not having D. In addition to that, however, we've got this L. L stands for a link, and we'll talk more about what those are another time. But essentially, they just point to another file or folder on the computer somewhere. So D is folder, no D is file unless there's an L there. All right, so that's the only thing I really want to show you from here. The rest of this other stuff we will go into at another time. Now, in addition to being able to do a long listing like this, macOS also has a lot of hidden files and folders. So these hidden files and folders are usually done so by the fact that they have a dot at the start of their name. Okay, so if I want to see everything in an ls command, right? Let's say I want to do ls dash L, and then I'm going to add A. All right. Now, one thing that I did there that I just want to point out ever so quickly, if I just go back and delete, is I pushed the up key to pull the last executed command, all right, which is that ls dash L in our case. I did one too many times. So I can then add an item to that. I'm going to do A for all. And when I hit enter there, you'll now see that as we scroll up, it pulls in all of these hidden files and folders which have a dot at the beginning. Now, in terminal, whenever you see just dot on its own, that means the folder that you're currently in. So in our case, our user profile, dot dot is the parent folder, right? So that means in our case, the users folder, right? All these other items are all hidden from us usually, and we wouldn't even see them in something like Finder. But here we can see them in our shell, or our terminal shell. So that's great. All right, so we have that. Next part for list, I will do ls-lh. And you'll see that not a lot has changed here except for these file sizes, right? Up here, whenever we put the command in before, the file sizes are all in bytes. Here, what the -h switch does is it tells you whether or not this is bytes, kilobytes, megabytes, it's down here, gigabytes for a G, and so on. All right, so that's what those are doing. And then finally, what if I only wanted to see folders in this specific location? Well, I could do ls-d space */ and what this will do is it will pull in all directories in this folder. All right, so I'll just do this ever so quickly, and there you go. Now it's going to list folders only, or directories, no other files to go along with it. So that's ls, or list. Now that we know that we have these folders, what if I want to go into one or several of these folders and actually see what their content is, right? So here, I'm going to use the change directory command, or cd, right? So cd, in this case, I'm going to do doc, which is short for documents, because that's in this folder right here. I can hit tab, and it will auto-complete that for me. So once it's auto-completed, I can just hit enter. And now that I'm in that folder, I can do ls and see what's in that folder. Okay, so ls-la, and it's going to show me everything, all the files and folders contained within that documents folder. Okay, so quite a few things in there. Now, if I want to go back to where I was before, there's a couple of things I could do. I could do cd ... which would take me back up one level to my user profile. Okay, and just to show you where I am now, there you go. Let's go back into documents, and just to show you where I am. Okay, so you notice the difference there. The other thing I can do is I can do cd, and I can do this tilde, right? And if I do cd tilde, that's going to take me to my own user profile. Okay, so do that, hit enter, and lo and behold, print working directory, there we go. Now, here's the other thing, is that I can use cd to tunnel down to various folders. Okay, I can go back to documents, and after I've hit tab, you'll see it puts the little slash on the end, so it's ready for more input. I can hit tab again and get a list of different folders underneath documents. All right, so let's go for testing. Hit enter, do pwd again, and you can see that now we're in users, Lee Whitfield documents testing. So that's essentially how to use the cd command. One kind of last command that I want to just leave you with here is that sometimes these terminal windows can get a little bit cluttered and you don't know exactly what you're looking at anymore, or you just want to make things a bit neater for you to see in the future. Well, you can do that with the clear command, clear, and bang, there you go, all done. And we're still in that one directory, but as you can see, it's removed all the other mess, so to speak, that's in there. So that's it. That's the first part of my introduction, or primer, or bootcamp, or whatever you want to call it, to the command line. I'm going to put out more of these over the coming days, so please keep a lookout for them.